the moral is very much linked to the present generation, where we can connect ourselves to what is happening around us today. Once an Indian monk went to United States of America to deliver various lectures. Each day he used to preach about various aspects, and at the end of it there were many journalists who flocked around him to ask various questions. One particular day, after his sermon was completed, there was a journalist who asked permission to visit him the next day at his residence. The monk said yes, and the next day the journalist was there in the monk's house to interview him. And then the journalist said, "I'm so sorry to say this, monk, but I did not understand one word of what you said yesterday. I'm so sorry, Guruji, to tell you this, but I have come here to interview you and understand what you said yesterday in a better way. You spoke about contact and connection. What is it all about? Can you please elaborate, Guruji?" For which the monk smiled and said, "Yes, of course, my son. But before that, let me ask you a few questions, if that's okay with you." Journalist said, "Yes, of course." "Do you have a family?" was the first question from monk. The journalist said, "Yes, of course, I have a family." "How many members are there in your family?" asked the monk. "We are 4. My dad, my 2 brothers and 2 sisters. We recently lost our mom. It was 2 years back we lost her." And then the monk asked him, "When was the last time you all sat together as a family and had a lunch or breakfast or dinner?" And then the journalist thought about it for a moment and tried hard to remember. Probably it was some 2 years back. The last Christmas dinner we all had. It was 2 years back, Guruji. "Do you talk to them very frequently, to your family members?" is what the monk asked. And the journalist said, "Yes, once in a month I call my dad, and whenever there is anything I need or I want to know, I call my brothers and sisters, but not regularly, of course," is what he replied. Then the monk took a deep breath and he asked him, "When was the last time you discussed with your brothers and sisters after you lost your mother that how are you going to heal your father's heart, take away the pain from his heart, bring him out of loneliness? What is it that you all can do collectively as a family? When was the last time you had a chat with your dad about how he is feeling after the loss of your mom?" Journalist became silent. He thought for a moment. He had never done this. And the monk continued to ask him, "When was the last time you sat next to your dad, you touched him, you felt his hand, and you told him, 'Father, no matter what, I am there with you. Don't feel lonely ever. You can share your pains and sorrows with me.' When was the last time you made him feel better?" Journalist almost had tears in his eyes. "When was the last time you just visited him without informing to check whether he's doing all right, whether he's able to cope up, whether he's taking care of himself? Not just asking on the phone, but literally checking out on him or staying with him or seeing how he's coping up." The journalist was completely crashed. He could not answer these questions anymore. He started thinking about it, and he literally had tears rolling down his cheeks. And he said, "Guruji, I've lost it. I'm so sorry. I've never done all this, and I'm feeling so bad about it right now." The monk said, "My dear son, I'm so sorry if I've hurt you, but that was not my intention. I wanted to explain to you the difference between having a contact and connection. What you have with your family members or with your father is contact. You call them once in a month or whenever you need. But I want you to have a real connection with them. At least with your family members, you need to have a connection. That is when you feel your life is fulfilling." My dear friends, this might be a story, but there's a lot to learn from it. Today, in this modern world where social media is the boom, we're all having so many contacts on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on Instagram. But do we really have the connection, the real connection, with at least few of our true friends and our family members? Let us think about it. We all need to have connection and not just contacts. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share the story. Thank you.